Tell us about the book.
Yeah, Fear's a Choice, my memoir. I partnered with HarperCollins and had the opportunity to write this book. And so far, the feedback from it has been amazing. So that's been a blessing. Book is just, about tackling life's challenges with dignity, faith, and determination. And, just wanted to get something down and wanted to give the people something that they could, come back to and apply to their life. Just about adversity, knowing that happens in life and knowing there's a way to be better and grow from it. So really, really excited about it.
James, congratulations on the book. I am a little bit upset with you, though. After I saw the video of you giving your father a truck, my own father was very upset with the restaurant gift certificate I gave him. You made the bar so high, it's tough for the rest of us to compete. Can you tell us about the story of you giving your dad a truck and how much it meant to him and how you came up with the idea?
Well, your father should be, it's a thought that counts, so he should still like the gift card. But my dad's been wanting a truck for a little while now. It's been something that he said he always wanted, and I had the opportunity to do that this year. Been saving up and wanted to surprise him with that a little early. For Father's Day, he came down to Pittsburgh. I surprised him with it there. Got the truck from Bowser GMC in Pittsburgh. They've been a great partner of mine, and so just wanted to really surprise him. I got the idea from one of my old teammates at Pitt, Aaron Donald. He got his dad a truck, and I knew my dad's reaction would be priceless, like it was, and like it's showing. So just a blessing to be a blessing, and so happy I could do that for him.
Well, your old teammate at Pittsburgh, Aaron Donald, could have got his dad a dealership. If you got your dad a truck, you're still on your first contract. All right, tell us a little bit, if you don't mind, about your relationship with your dad, because I've read a little bit about it. I saw, obviously, that video. I thought it was a beautiful moment, but I also think, given your story, which I know you obviously outline in the book, I think it's worth expanding on, if you will, and how important that's been to you throughout college and now into the pros.
Yeah, my father was a working man. He's been very busy his whole life, working countless hours. And so for me to be able to do that, it's just, like I always say, it's a blessing. And, he supported me and things that I've done, always believed in me. So I just figured, let's do that for him. He's awesome. And so, like I said, he's a working man, and so he deserves it.
That's awesome. It's a great story. All right, I want to ask you some on-the-field questions. You are entering the final deal of your rookie year with the Steelers. We're about a month away from training camp, assuming everything goes as planned. Do you, James, have specific goals for yourself heading into this season? A lot of eyes on this team. Big Ben's coming back. A lot of people looking to see what you guys can do. But you specifically, do you have an idea of where you'd like to see yourself go over the course of this next season?
I take it personal to get the run game going. So that's the first and foremost. I'm a running back. That's my job. So at the end of the day, we just want to win. That's all it's about. Like you said, we're getting our quarterback back and healthy. So we're going to rally around him and be excited about that. But the goal has always been to win. The Pittsburgh Steelers, we have a standard there. And so we're trying to get to the highest game, and that's that Super Bowl. And so that's really our goal, the only goal in mind. I know when we win, everything else will take care of itself, and I'm doing the best I can to get my body right and to stay healthy and just be that good teammate and be a leader out there. So I'm excited about what's to come. I hope we can get started soon. And
you had a quote that you said the Big Ben's ball was whistling. Is there a specific moment where you're like, wow, this guy is back, and you have full confidence in him? Is it actually like hearing the ball whistle?
Well, that was just good to hear, But we got together and we were throwing. Juju Switzer that was there, and Ben was throwing it around, and he was just looking confident. So I know his work ethic and how he works and what he wants to do, and that's win again. He already had Super Bowl, so I'm confident in him just because of his resume and who he is as a person and how he leads us. So, I know he'll be ready.
How tough was it for you guys last year, going without, the leader of your team, the guy who's been the quarterback of this team for 15 years, going a bit of a carousel deal, Mason and Duck and back and forth? That you guys were right there, alive for the playoffs with a few weeks left in the season, fell off at the end. But how tough was it going into each week, knowing that you were going to be at something of a deficit because of the inexperience at quarterback after having played with one of the most experienced quarterbacks in football?
It was definitely tough when he went down week 2. But But I mean, we knew he was down in week 2, and so we just tried to get after it week after week. We didn't dwell on the fact that he wasn't there. We still had games to play, and so it was, like I said, it was tough when he went down. But the show had to continue, and we try to give max effort and go out there and win still. And so but nothing we can do to get last year back. So we're just kind of focused on the future.
Hey, James, give us an idea of, if you can, just from conversations you've probably had with Ben Roethlisberger, like how excited is he to come back, and how antsy has he been having to basically watch all last season and rehab and all of it and see what the team did just to get back out on the field and be around you guys when that is possible?
Oh, well, he just loves the game. He's been at it for so many years. And so he's just super excited. I know he wants to go out there and just win it. So we're not talking. We don't do too much talking. That's one thing Coach T preaches. Is not. At the end of the day, we measure how successful we are by our performance. And so all the work we do in the off season, that's all great. But it comes down to what the season looks like and how well we perform. So I know he's excited to get back out there, but we'll just have to wait and see.
James, with everyone in quarantine, how have your workouts been? You posted this Instagram picture that we ran on the show a few weeks ago, and we were shocked. I think Nick's claimed it was Photoshopped. Can you tell us about your workouts in the offseason?
I don't believe it.
And was this Photoshopped?
It's been awesome. When the quarantine first started, I just told myself, come out this thing better than when we started. And so I was in Pittsburgh for the quarantine. I was training hard up there. I was training with Ambi and Janet up in Pittsburgh for a while. And my mother was with me, helping me with my nutrition and diet. Now I'm currently in Florida, and I'm working with Aaron Sane. And he's been helping me with the diet and workouts, and I'm at Bomarito's training. So, it's a group effort. I just been putting in my work, and I got a great team around me. Well, with everybody helping me, good support cast, and so the team is solid, man. We're just trying to, I'm getting help from a lot of people, and so that's how we can make these things possible. Like I said, I'm doing everything I can to stay healthy and get this body right, and so hopefully we can perform.
You notice what I didn't hear there, a denial that was Photoshopped. Listen, you don't have to get into it. I feel like it was just distorted, distorted a little bit up at the top. All right, you referenced Coach Tomlin, James. I think for some reason, despite never having a losing season, being to multiple Super Bowls, winning a championship, he's not talked about as, aside from Belichick, the best coach in the NFL. And I think he has an argument that Belichick's kind of established himself separately, that of all the other coaches, he's the best. What makes him so successful, and what's something as a player about him that you particularly appreciate?
What I love about him as a coach is just the honesty. He doesn't ever sugarcoat anything. He tells it like it is always. And also the good thing about him is he doesn't really care for the praise. He has one job and one focus, and that's all he cares about is winning. And so that's the reason why, his records have been what they've been. And so coach doesn't need the praise. He doesn't need an applause. He doesn't care for all that. But like I said, he's just so honest, and he's a great leadership. He has great leadership skills. Believes in us, gives us the utmost confidence week in and week out, and so it's phenomenal playing for him. Like I said, I was at Pitt, and I got to see him work and just watch how he led those guys, and so now it's just awesome to be a part of it. And so phenomenal coach, and we just gonna keep rolling.
All right, James, let's have a little fun. I'm going to ask you a question. Don't think too much. Just give me the first name that pops into your head. Here we go. Best running back in the NFL not named James Conner.
That's tough. I got to give two. Saquon or McCaffrey.
Okay. I like it. All right, here we go. Best team in the AFC not named the Steelers.
Best team in the AFC, Baltimore.
Oh, my God.
Oh, okay. You'll get a chance.
Chiefs won the Super Bowl.
Nick's having a mild heart attack.
I'm a fan of Lamar.
I didn't even say the
Lamar.
division. It's true. He's got Lamar over Mahomes, Nick. You better drink that coffee. Which defensive player, James, do you most want to deliver a stiff arm on that you haven't already? You got someone in mind?
Aaron Donald. That's my man.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron Donald. I got to let Nick react quickly to him picking the Ravens over the Chiefs. He's most worried about
No, listen,
win
I get it.
over the
I understand
Steelers.
it. They don't want the Ravens to have a chip on their shoulder.
The Chiefs won the Super Bowl. You said don't think too much. So I just, you know.
I got it. No,
AFC,
you're going good, and I want to see you.
North.
I want to see you mush face Aaron Donald. I like it. Your third answer, you made up for the second answer. It's all good, man. There's no beef here.
Cool.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.